January 1st, 1863. Abraham Lincoln signs the Emancipation Proclamation. April 9th, 1865. General Lee surrenders at Appomattox Courthouse. 4 million black people declared free. Freedom at last? Not quite. This is Black Card number 1. The freedom that wasn't. The story of America's greatest bait and switch. Papers signed. Promises made. Then snatched back in blood, ink, and broken law. Reconstruction, 1865 to 1877. When the nation tried to rebuild itself and black Americans paid the highest price. 4 million freed. 0 acres given the 13th Amendment, ratified December 6, 1865. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States. Slavery ended. On paper. But no land came with it. No 40 acres. No mule. General Sherman's Special Field Orders No. 15 promised coastal land redistribution to freed families in 1865. President Andrew Johnson revoked it within months. Freed people got nothing but the clothes they stood in. Most stayed right where they were on the same plantations, now working for the same former enslavers under new contracts. Freedom meant you could finally choose your exploiter. That was it. Freedmen's Bureau vs. Black Codes, March 3, 1865. Congress creates the Bureau of Refugees, Freedmen, and Abandoned Lands Freedmen's Bureau. Its job: help the transition. Food distribution. Medical care. Fools. Fair labor contracts. Over 4,000 schools built. Hundreds of thousands fed, clothed, treated. Bureau agents tried to enforce justice in a South that refused to accept it. But Southern legislatures moved fast. 1865 to 1866. Black Codes. Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, and others passed laws designed to control black lives. Curfews for black people. Bans on owning guns or dogs. Vagrancy laws that made unemployment a crime. Apprenticeship rules forcing black children into unpaid labor. These codes turned freedom into a trap. Arrest a black man for breaking employment. Lease him back to the plantation. The same fields. The same whips. Just a new name. The Freedmen's Bureau fought back agents, mediated contracts, protected schools, but local courts ignored them, mobs threatened them, and funding dried up. First black senators, last black votes, political power flickered just long enough to see what could have been. February 25, 1870. Hiram Rhodes Revels of Mississippi is sworn in as the first black United States Senator. A Republican. A minister. An educator. Elected by the state legislature under Reconstruction rules. In his first major speech on the readmission of Georgia, Revels said, "I rise to plead for protection for the defenseless race that now sends their delegation to the seat of government to sue for that which this Congress alone can secure to them the people of the North owe to the colored race a deep obligation, which is no easy matter to fulfill." He reminded the Senate that black soldiers fought and died for the Union, stayed loyal when they could have revolted, and now asked only for the rights guaranteed by law. Bunch K. Bruce followed him, first black man to serve a full Senate term. But these breakthroughs were fragile. White Democrats clawed back control through violence and fraud. Black voters faced intimidation at polls. Elected officials were threatened, removed, or worse. The votes that put rebels in office were silenced. The KKK, America's first terrorist organization, 1865 to 1866. In Pulaski, Tennessee, 6 former Confederate soldiers formed the Ku Klux Klan. Disguises. Night rides. By 1867 to the early 1870s, terror spreads across the South. Whippings, beatings, murders, targets, black voters, black teachers, Freedmen's Bureau agents, white Republicans who supported Reconstruction. Entire black communities driven out. Polling places attacked on Election Day. Thousands killed or run off. Congressional hearings in 1871 exposed the scale. Witnesses described masked men burning homes, lynching leaders, raping women to suppress votes. The Enforcement Acts of 1870 and 1871 gave federal troops power to arrest Klansmen. Hundreds were prosecuted. But enforcement weakened. The terror continued. 1877. The Great Compromise. 1876 presidential election. Rutherford B. Hayes versus Samuel Tilden. Disputed results. The Compromise of 1877. Hayes gets the presidency. In return, federal troops withdraw from the South. Reconstruction ends. Home rule returns to white democratic governments. Black voting crushed through violence, poll taxes, literacy tests, grandfather clauses. Jim Crow laws take root. Survivors spoke of it decades later in the WPA narratives collected in the 1930s. James Lucas, born around 1833. When you was a slave, you ain't caught no mo. Chance than a bullfrog. On freedom, sharecropping locked families in debt. We just change a master for a boss. Another narrator described the system. Land rented at high rates, supplies advanced at inflated prices, books cooked so the sharecropper always owed more at harvest than he earned. Debts passed to children. Called slavery by another name. Closing this betrayal set the template. Progress promise. Progress taken away. Reconstruction's collapse planted seeds of distrust in every system that offers equality with one hand and snatches it with the other. That distrust didn't appear out of nowhere. It was earned. This is black card number 1. The freedom that wasn't. What card hits hardest? Drop your thoughts below. More cards coming. Stay locked in.